Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Star Bazaar and to another Battlefront 2 news update. As I'm sure most of you have seen already, a sequence of Anakin Skywalker's attack animations have been shown to the community in the form of this little clip. The clip was part of an article written by Daniel Steinholtz on the official Battlefront 2 website. This article contains an interview with DICE animator Matthias Kirsten, where he talks about some of the decisions he and the team made when it came to animating Anakin and his attacks. A lot of studying went into it, and some cool features might stick out to you, like how Anakin's walk is identical to Vader's, hinting at who he eventually becomes. Anakin's attacks also reflect his personality, with strong controlled strikes hinting at the dark side aggression just underneath the surface. It's a pretty cool read actually, and I'll have it linked below if you want to check it out for yourself. One neat thing I want to touch on before moving on though is what Matthias called a guard-breaking move. He mentions this when talking about animating abilities and thinking about how they need to work in the game. He says, "Say that I'm going to animate a guard-breaking move. If I would only care about the animation, I could think, yeah, making this long and advanced move where the hero is slowly wearing down the other character's block would look amazing, which I would agree with." But he goes on to say, but that doesn't work, because it needs to be triggered at the press of a button and be much faster because of gameplay flow. There are always these kinds of limitations to consider, and he's right. We can look at certain abilities in the game right now, like Luke's repulse, that seem to have a longer animation which leave you wide open. Gameplay always needs to be considered, but the fact he mentions a guard-breaking move makes me think we could be seeing one in the game in the future. Maybe with the new lightsaber combat revamp, or even as one of Anakin's abilities. It could be an interesting hint towards what's coming. But let's go back to this clip of Anakin real quick, because we can point some things out just from this. First off, it looks like Anakin's default appearance will be his look from Revenge of the Sith, with the dark Jedi tunic and black vest. This is an assumption based off the clip, but the early look we got of Obi-Wan featured him in his default Jedi Master appearance, so it's safe to say that this will be Anakin's default look as well. From that, we can probably assume a few of his additional skins, the big one coming to mind being his Jedi General look from the Clone Wars TV series. We'll be getting a community transmission dedicated only to Anakin in just a little bit here, and I'm sure it will have all the details on him and his skins, so stay tuned for that. But on the topic of Anakin and the big news today, our hero designer Guillaume has made the announcement on Twitter that the last day of fixes for Anakin is now over, meaning Anakin himself, as a hero, is finished and complete. He is now going through all of the finalization processes of release, with different entities doing the final testing and approvals. This just means that Anakin gets some good ample time to go through the final testing before his release on the 27th. Big shout out to Guillaume, Matthias, and everyone else involved with bringing us new heroes. The final one out of the announced group of 4 is almost here, and I'm pretty stoked to play as the chosen one. Finally, our last bit of news is that the upcoming large-scale game mode has now been officially named by the team at DICE, but sadly, we don't get to hear it just yet. Jay, with Community Engagements, did give us a little hint though, saying that its name will be more than one word. Drop a comment below, ladies and gentlemen, and let me know what you think the new mode might be called. I'm going to guess something like Planetary Assault. That sounds pretty fitting for a large-scale mode involving capital ships. But that's going to do it for today's Battlefront 2 news. If you like the coverage, you know what to do with that thumbs up button, and if you're a new viewer, welcome. I hope you consider joining us and becoming a subscriber. This has been your boy, Turkish Delight, and I will see you all out on the battlefront. Peace.